Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of Couch to Clutch. This is the 12th week, and last week, after that minor 2-3 days of sickness, I'm back in action, and it's been going pretty good. As you can see, right now, the fatigue and the fitness is in balance. I would say it's just a -5 form. It has gone down from 69 because of that 1 week of not so great um, running or cycling, and then this little bit of a sickness. But I'm back in action, and I think there is a one of these KPIs. So this milestone M2 might have been crossed because I'm 84 kilos now. Body fat percentage is now around 24%. Waist to hip ratio is 0.93. So yeah, this FTP target, the second milestone is now done. And yeah, we can celebrate a little bit. I'm around category 5, fair, not really untrained at this moment. A little bit trained. So the first step of not being untrained. Category 4, moderate is the next one. M3, let's see when we can do that. That requires a fair bit of jump in the FTP power. And weight, I think I can manage to lose in the next 4 to 5 months. Uh, the current reduction is around 1 kilogram per month, but we'll see where it takes. The protocols will take the outcomes to some place. I don't want to focus too much on the outcomes. Let's just do the protocols right, execute them right, and we should be good. So, but I'll be taking a look at this because once it crosses, say, 15, 16, I think once it crosses 20 is when you should really start to focus on recovery because it went till -33, fatigue went above 100, and that point it wasn't possible to carry on for too long. So yeah, one recovery week when that happens is important. But right now I'm all ready to go because it's all going good. All right. There's been some changes in the training protocol. Sunil has changed a fair bit of things because we have upgraded our, I think, threshold and the FTP power that we have been setting. So he said, I'm going too slow because this is supposedly too slow for him. Uh, so he increased the average pace, and now he wants to see if I can run on half marathon pace for the next run. The next run is on Saturday. It's 12.5 instead of 15.5, but he wants to see that if I can run on a HM pace, half marathon pace instead of aerobic pace. Let's see how it goes this week. I'll be able to update you next week, but yeah, looking forward to it. Of course, I'll not hold myself back. Uh, let's see if I can get a PR in 10K this week or not. Um, the start of the week was pretty good. I was on the verge of puking because some of these intervals were, yeah, yeah, it was pretty done heavy, I would say, because the pace, I think I was able to maintain quite a bit. Let's see. Let's see. So this is the one. Good but high load. Yeah, of course. Um, and let's see the splits. So this 90-90 interval went pretty well. I was trying to stick to uh, less than 5 minutes per kilometer for 90 seconds. Yes. So this is the first interval, 458, 4.44, 4.38. Then I took it a little slow. I said, okay, I'm gonna burn myself out probably before the 10th interval. Don't want to do that. So 455, 450, 448. And it was pretty stable at 445, 450, 446. And the last interval, I just went for it. And at the end, I think I was on the verge of puking because again and again I was just doing these sprints, and yeah, this is the hardest I have ever run. I would say the 90-90 intervals. So yeah, felt pretty good after that. And yeah, there are other changes that have been done. The changes are around cycling as well. So crisscross and neuromuscular power sprint, these are back. So it's I would say bursts of zone 5, 10-second burst, and then sweet spot. This is the hard one because you have to hold zone 4 pace and then do 10 seconds burst. So this will prepare you for races, actual race scenarios. And big ring sprints, this is supposed to have 30 seconds at zone 5. This is supposed to build your leg muscles. And then aerobic 44 minutes zone 2, because this will keep your durability high. So in that equation, I think I should put durability somewhere in this equation, cycling equation. We'll see where we can fit that. But I think fatigue and efficiency both together, they contribute to durability. Fatigue resistance, of course. Okay, so this was changed. This I'm gonna do on Sunday. This cruise 10-minute intervals. I think this is a light one because it's mostly um oh, it's not very light. It's like 10 minutes of around zone 4. Okay, and 4 repeats of that. Okay, not too easy. Okay. And then threshold and VO2 max intervals. I failed miserably at this today. It was nowhere close to what was required. 173 TSS versus 110. So yeah. Mm, yeah, I'll initially when you get a new training protocol for the next 2 or 3 months, I like to take it a little slow, get in the rhythm of that workout. So yeah, 15 minutes of threshold intervals 2 times, and then VO2 max intervals 5 times. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. So I'll take it a little easy when I start this, but eventually when I get there and then do these really well, I think Sunil is going to change that again because he always likes to keep me challenged. Doesn't want me to get bored of the same workouts if I have been doing really well on those workouts. So that's when he knows that okay, time to upgrade his FTP, time to upgrade his pace. So he did upgrade my pace as well, running pace, and he wants to see where I can go the hardest. So this is the hardest 90 intervals that I have run. So now we'll get an idea where to benchmark, and this will be the aerobic HM pace intervals. Then he will get an idea of where it is as well, and then accordingly he'll adjust. Great, and that's what great coaches do. They challenge you, they benchmark you, and then they put you in a sweet spot for the next 3 months or whatever time you need. If you're not disciplined enough, if you're not consistent, he might put you there for the next 2 years until and unless you just uh, start killing those you know intervals. Those were going pretty good for me, and then he decided that okay, let's just change that a little bit. You know, aerobic variable gearing. Now, this is mostly about variable gearing. This does this. So you can see from here, enhances muscle recruitment by including workloads in the gears that you do not necessarily favor. So this is also very race specific, I would say. And this is required in races. There are a lot of ups and downs, changes in gradients, U-turns, and you need to be constantly changing your gearing accordingly so that your uh, RPM and the cadence doesn't drop too much, because once it drops, it's very hard to recover. So yeah, the following variable gearing loads, big gear, low gear, time trial gear, have varying RPM ranges to elicit the desired physiological response. Stay within these ranges during the prescribed workouts. So, yeah, variable ranges. Let's look at that. LG seated, seated, standing, and then standing, seated, seated. So there's combination of the three and the two, seated and standing positions. Usually standing is not preferred, but in races, when you are going to finish your race with a sprint, usually people do standing efforts. So yeah, 99% of the time you do seated efforts, but for that deciding moment in the race, it is a standing effort. So so I would say never do standing efforts unless and until you are racing. Because when you do standing efforts, it does put a lot of stress on your knees, which is not required. Unnecessary fatigue on your muscles, not required. But you do have to train that a little bit for the races. Okay, for BRMs, not required at all. If there is a hill, just drop your cadence, drop your gears, bring up the cadence, and just zoom past. Okay. Even if it's at 5 kilometers per hour, doesn't really matter, but don't drop your cadence. 90 RPM through and through in BRMs is the best way to go. Okay, so four um, bike workouts: crisscross and neuromuscular, threshold plus VO2 max, aerobic variable gearing, and 10-minute cruise intervals. All four are new workouts, so that's going. Let's see how it goes. And I'm excited about this run because it is going to be a race kind of an effort. So let's see. Excited because trainings are boring and races are fun. Okay. Um, but you gotta do the boarding stuff first. Protocol time. Ashwagandha tablet. This is good for recovery. So this is what I take once a day, ideally after breakfast. The standard diet extract is around 300 to 600 mg. You can use roots as well. I used to use roots before, ashwagandha roots, but it's more of a hassle, so I just switched to the tablet. It's good for recovery, needs to be taken daily after breakfast, because the absorption with the night supplements might get, the night supplements need to be prioritized, right? So if you have too many night supplements, then your body might not be able to prioritize one over the other. So it's better to just group them in different, uh, you know, uh, times of the day. Okay. Uh, the main targeted variable here is stress reduction. Cortisol plays a big role. If it's high, that you're already putting yourself into high, like cortisol is the stress hormone, right? It is also a hormone that will not let your bodies lose fat, because it kind of blocks your insulin to, it is a, yeah, it does a lot of blocking of, anyone you see stressed is fat around their waist. Why is that? Because their cortisol is high. So once the cortisol is high, because of whatever reason, it might be work, it might be anything, it might be physical stress as well. Physical stress is also, um, you know, it does increase your cortisol. And that physical stress, you gotta put that in the morning, because it will coincide with the natural cortisol release that happens every morning to wake you up. So cortisol is there for a reason. It's not just to give you stress. Everything that your body has, it's there for a reason. It's not there to just, kill you. It's there to save you. But what we have done is we have put too much, too much of bad food, bad sleep, too much work, physical stress, all that together creates a huge cortisol problem for us. Um, so, in order to recover well, there are techniques. Sleep is the best, of course. I think the number one protocol should be sleep for recovery, at least 8 hours of sleep. Depends on how much your body needs. If it's a high stress day, you need more sleep. If it's a low stress day, say you meditate and stay calm. You don't need too much sleep, by the way. I have done 4 hour sleeps and have felt very fresh the next day, because the entire day did not have a lot of stress on the body or the mind. But some days are heavy. Then you have to sleep really well to recover from that day. So, ashwagandha really helps with cortisol reduction and recovery. Your sleep quality increases, testosterone support, anxiety reduction. Uh, Resting HR is a measurable marker that you can really see that it's going down or not. Resting HR, the lower the better. Uh, HRV, the higher the better. So if you see elevated HRV, that's great. Perceived stress levels, of course, after you wake up, you will be able to understand if you're ready to go or not. Sleep quality score. And the cost is not that high. It's like 500 rupees for 60 tablets or something like that. So, yeah, that's a really good one, I would say, for recovery. That's it for this week. I'll see you guys next week in the 13th week of the Couch to Clutch series. And this is Rajit. And Diary of a Cyclist is now in the 12th week, 3 months done. Very happy to see the progress. All right. Bye bye.